Welcome to Snow King Ice Arena here in Jackson, Wyoming. My name's Josh, and we've got coverage here of the 12U Pee Wee game. Cody Yellowstone Yeti here on the road this weekend, continuing on a 3 out of 4 game away stand here against Jackson. Played Pinedale yesterday afternoon and again this morning. It's going to be Rowan Skinner in the net for goaltender, and we are ready to play here. As both goaltenders settle in, puck is dropped and we're off. Jackson wins that draw, pushing it forward. They'll gain the zone onside. KADE Gibson now goes back around behind Skinner. Gibson looking for an outlet pass. He's stick checked there, pushed here to the near boards, and then sent back behind by LOZIER. Around to get this one's Maverick Clark. Corso unable to get it out of the zone. Jackson holding it in. They'll turn it down deep. McGonagle fights for this puck in the corner. CLANCY McGonagle unable to push it up the half wall, and that's sent down deep. Jackson control there. Wraparound attempt denied. Picking it up there is Gibson, but not able to clear. Now pushes back out to center. Jackson will gather and steady here. Center ice. Dumped right back in from center circle. That goes to Skinner's right. Back around behind. Handled here by McGonagle. He's poke checked off the puck. Having to battle along the boards. Sent up the boards, not past LOZIER, and then held in at the point. There's a shot blocked out front by Maverick Clark. LUNDVALL sends it back behind. Up the boards. Trying to get it to LOZIER. That misses. That's going to go all the way for an icing. Now Mushlock checks in over center. Draw is controlled there by Yeti. Having it here's John Schneider. Pushes it up the boards, not out. Sent back in deep. Schneider and Corso are the defensive pairing. Schneider goes to attack on that far side. STALIK, Giba, and Mushlock are the forwards. Mushlock here trying to chip that puck up and out the far side. Has control, sends it up, held in here at the point. Dump back deep. Corso and Schneider back around behind. Now Mushlock, far corner. Pushing it up for THAYNE STALIK. Jackson turns it right back in, keeping the pressure on. Yellowstone still looking for their first opportunity to get some possession here in the Jackson zone. Pushing it up the boards there was Giba, but turned over. Jacob Corso hustling over in front of the Yellowstone bench, chips it forward. Now STALIK, Mushlock. Corso leaves the puck. Mushlock fires it off. And it's just a frantic move here by Yellowstone. And that one's going to beat Skinner. And apologies for not having the clock running there, but first score of the game goes to Jackson. And back in action. Skinner is the third player of the weekend to play goaltender, as it's just been rotating around thus far. No pure goaltenders exist on this 12U team as of yet. Hopefully we find a player who looks to settle in at that position, get some consistency. Maverick Clark back behind Skinner. Wheels around into the far corner, knocked off the puck. He'll reverse directions. Sends it up. This one on the stick of KADE Gibson. Gibson off the boards and forward. He's got KALEESI, SCHLENKER flanking him. Down low, Kade Gibson, Maverick Clark now pinches on the boards to try to hold this one in, unable. Heading back to pick it up will be Jacob CORSO. CORSO, number 19, fires a slap shot in front of his own bench. This is going to go the length of the ice for icing. Goal scorer for Jackson was KADE JACE. Number 14. This one's pushed back out to neutral zone. Mushlock steps up to challenge, but dumped back in deep by Jackson. CORSO heads for it. CORSO takes off the puck. He'll slap it around. Now KORBIN LOZIER down low, supported by SCHNEIDER. LOZIER was the goaltender in the last hockey game. And it was John Giba to open the season there at goaltender. Another shot in. That's blocked out front by John SCHNEIDER. Another good stick. SCHNEIDER trying to push this forward. Get a rush going the other direction, but Jackson unable to accommodate that. Jackson fires it, loses footing there in the left slot. Mushlock will dump it out the center and get the clear. Yellowstone struggling to maintain possession thus far in the hockey game. Dumped right back in, onside by Jackson. Now turned to the half wall. KORBIN LOZIER goes after it, sends it up the wall, and they're just not settling with the puck and looking for each other. Just kind of a bit of a panic whenever the puck ends up on the stick so far in this game. Here's Gibson pushing it forward into the zone. Kane Gibson. He's got 4 defenders back there on him, and they will relieve him of the puck. Pushed out to the middle. Jackson onside into the zone. Sent a crossing pass. That's behind everybody. Now pushed back to the point. Down into the low slot all the way through. LOZIER chips it out. STALICK loses his footing. And here's Gibson. Slaps at a shot wide left. Clark trying to hold it in now. Maverick Clark pushes it for KORBIN LOZIER. Back to Clark. He'll lift a shot. That's redirected right on goal. That will be held. Mushlock readies for the draw. That's one back by Jackson. Jackson working here in the near side. Mushlock, almost came up with it right there in the slot. And that's going to go for an icing, this time against Jackson. Coaches continue to roll the lines. It's Mushlock, Giba, and SCHLENKER up front. McGonagle and Maverick Clark back on defense. McGonagle turns that one. Jackson has to delay to get onside. They do, and then send it deep. McGonagle, flanked by Mushlock down low. McGonagle will overskate that puck, and it's turned over. Out to the neutral zone. But right back in, Jackson gains the zone, now left at the blue line. Mushlock picks it up along the boards. Mushlock, challenge there. And he'll head off for a change. Clark punches it back in. Draw is won by Jackson. Good defense there from Corso. Handley pushes that one forward, looking for LUNDVALL, who has moved up to forward for at least this shift. Right out in front, there's a shot and save by Skinner. Held in at the point by Jackson. Trying to get it out is Yellowstone. They will successfully do so off the effort of John Schneider. He's poke checked off, having to hustle back, putting it into the zone, but only momentarily. KADE GIBSON now on the forecheck. Dumped in by Jackson, and they'll chase. Back high slot, good pass out. Shot blocked right out front by Schneider. Schneider is on fire with the blocks thus far. Been a key defensive element here for Yellowstone early on in this first period. Just under 6 to play. And we are going to get a penalty tripping call coming to Yellowstone, number 75, John Schneider. All right, finally, after a long struggle to get the penalty on the board correctly there from the score table, they are able to get that done, and we're off. Mushlock out there with McGonagle, LOZIER, and Clark to kill off this penalty. Crossing pass makes it all the way through to the other side. Held in at the point. Jackson lifts one. That goes wide into the corner. Jackson centers right out front in the slot. Good defensive stick. Mushlock trying to chip it out. Geis, the goal scorer from earlier, sends it around the far boards. Yellowstone doing a good job taking away time and space when the puck gets there. Good block by McGonagle. Mushlock trying to hustle to this one. Chips it, but not out. Now McGonagle. He'll get the clear. McGonagle gets on his horse, trying to win this puck race. Into the zone deep, but he's got 3 black jerseys all around him. He'll still stay there to pester. Comes up with it, McGonagle. Just not able to get a shot off. And shot and save. Sent back to the point, McGonagle. 10 seconds ticking off the remainder of the penalty. Corso here has a heavy shot, but he's surrounded. Only has to resort to the backhand, can't get anything off. Puck free, slap shot from KADE GIBSON, blocker save. Into the corner, right out front. McGonagle tries to direct one on net. That goes wide right. Gibson holds this one in, right in front of the Jackson bench, chips it forward, slap shot. Oh, and another good effort there off the stick of Jacob Corso, and shorthanded and then maintaining control down that end. Good offensive pressure here from Yellowstone for the past 30 seconds or so. You love to see it. So Yellowstone back to full strength. Corso hustles up after this one, tries to chip it deep, keeps it there, now pushes it deep. STALICK, Mushlock are up front. Mushlock goes to the board to get this one, comes all the way back towards Schneider and pushes it to the high slot, but then Jackson's there, and here they come. Jackson in onside, fires one wide right. Rowan Skinner. Another shot attempt is blocked, and THAYNE STALICK tries to dig this one off the boards. STALICK not able to get it through center circle, and here comes Jackson. Wraparound attempt is successful, and Jackson will extend their lead to 2 goals. Back in play. And SCHLENKER is taken down violently.
Goal number 4, Sorenberg.
Number 4 is the goal scorer for Jackson, unassisted on that wraparound. Another wraparound attempt was shut down that time by Skinner. Dumped in, this one wraps all the way around. McGonagle will scoop it up far corner. Clancy McGonagle gets the legs pumping. Crossover to crossover. Into the slot, fires a shot, that gets deflected wide, and we're gonna get a penalty. Looks like the call is cross-check coming to Clancy McGonagle. And so it'll be Jackson on the power play again for the second time this game. Schneider sends it around the half wall. Sent back deep by Jackson. Schneider returns the favor. That one gets past the stick of KADE Gibson. That's going to be redirected on net. Rowan Skinner has to fight that one off. Another shot redirected by Schneider with the hand. And saved by Skinner. Good defensive stick there from KADE Gibson. She works around the boards, 40 seconds remaining on the penalty to McGonagle. Schneider pushes this to open ice, but then he'll leave it there. Jackson picks it up, fires a shot wide right, around LUNDVALL. Out to the neutral zone, but right back in. Chipped around, Schneider gets it out to neutral. Dumped right back in. That gets over the stick of Schneider. Final seconds ticking off the penalty to McGonagle. Mushlock checks in, picks it up on the far side. Case Mushlock sidesteps one defender. Needs to feed it up for Gibson. Does. Gibson picks it up at the blue line. KADE Gibson. Dipsy doodle around the defender, but then turn it over, and Jackson sends this one the length of the ice. going to be another goal for Jackson. So it looks like we've pulled the goaltender and are going with 6 skaters. Interesting strategy here. I mean, it's true we do not have a goaltender yet on this team, but to play without one is a bold decision, that's for sure. Final seconds ticking off. And there is the horn. So after the first period, it's going to be Jackson up on top 3-0 as Yellowstone finished that period with an empty net. All right, so Yellowstone's going to open this period with 6 skaters and no goaltender as well. We've got Schneider, McGonagle, Gibson, Mushlock, Clark, and Corso out there. Big guns of the team trying to maintain control and not allow the puck back in their own zone. Mushlock pushes this one on net, save, and covered. And here we go. Gibson wins this draw, centers one across McGonagle. McGonagle has it on the backhand, sends it back for Clark. Slap shot, gets all the way through. Rebound, poked at there by Schneider. He tries to feed one back out front. Good offensive chance here. Schneider's tripped, no arm in the air. Corso takes a shot. Clark holds this just inside the zone, then poked out. Jackson smelling blood in the water. Mushlock feeds one for Corso. Corso turns it right back in. Dumps it on the backhand. Centering attempt from McGonagle unsuccessful, and here comes Jackson. They're gonna skate right around Clark, and nobody's down there to save this puck, and it's gonna be an empty net goal. Jackson extends their lead 4-0. All right, looks like that'll be the end of that empty net experiment here as Skinner checks back into the game and into net. Right out front here, Jackson in the slot. They'll turn one. That's blocked by the skate of Maverick Clark. Clark backhands this one out to center. Trying to get it to Giba, but Jackson punches it right back into the zone, and they'll hold it there at the blue line. Sent deep. Clancy McGonagle back around behind Skinner. Turns it over. Clark in front of Skinner. He'll overskate the puck and almost turns it over right there. Now Clark trying to get behind everybody and get something going for Yellowstone. Sends it right in the middle. STALICK charging. Oh, the puck is, the goaltender's way outside the net and gets the cover. Back in. Gibson, LUNDVALL, SCHLENKER are your forwards. CORSO and SCHNEIDER back on defense. Oh, right through the feet of SCHLENKER. Cannot find it. Gibson fires a shot blocked out front. LUNDVALL tries to take a crack, misses that one-timer. Down to 11 minutes to play in the period. Chipped up forward. Gibson, SCHLENKER, LUNDVALL all in there on the forecheck. Jackson will work it out to center, intercepted by Schneider. He has to delay as SCHLENKER was in the zone offside. And offside. Draw one forward there by Mushlock, trying to pounce on it. And into the zone. Mushlock on chase. It's going to go for an icing. Shot goes wide left. And Clark challenging back behind along with Lozier. Lozier off the far wall, chips it forward, held in at the point. Mushlock challenges right out in front. And a backhand score by Jackson. And it's going to be 5-0 here with almost 10 minutes to play in the second period. Another shot goes off the irons. McGonagle tries to go coast to coast, turns it over in the zone, and fighting it back and forth. Now pushed out to center on the stick of Clancy McGonagle. He'll dump it back in onside. Chasing will be Lozier and Mushlock in the forecheck. Mushlock challenging down low. Clark needs to pinch up, does not. Jackson sends it. It's going to go the length of the ice and is going to miss for an icing. And draw is won by Yellowstone. Backhand shot from the blue line from Corso, and that'll be covered and held. Back in play. Jackson with control. Held in now by Yellowstone, puts it deep. And it's going to be a penalty coming here to Yellowstone. I believe it's going to be on John Giba for checking with 9:02 remaining to play in the second period. Draw is controlled here by McGonagle. Pushes it through everybody. McGonagle has unbaited on net, fires a shot, top corner. And Clancy McGonagle with the shorthanded goal opens the scoring here for Yellowstone. And Jackson scores there. Sorry, I did not realize I was on mute, but Jackson with the goal again extends their lead to 5. Mushlock with the draw. McGonagle chips it forward. Mushlock will hustle to this side to pick it up. Held up at the blue line. LUNDVALL pushes it over for LOZIER. Finds Mushlock. Mushlock working down low into the slot. Poke checked off. Jackson clears the puck. LOZIER from Mushlock. Having to hustle to it. Going that way. LUNDVALL here working on the near side, lifts that puck high up into the, nearly hitting the rafters. McGonagle scoops it up far side. Trying to sidestep. And it's going to be an icing here coming to Jackson. Gibson down low, overskates Hanley, tries to chip that puck over toward Gibson, now gets it on his stick, feeding it right out front for KALEESI. SCHLENKER. She can't find it, it's turned over. Down low, KADE Gibson sends it around the boards, chases himself. Jackson holds it up right there, and they'll turn it deep. Now Schneider will take a go at it. Schneider challenged immediately. Around the boards, looking for SCHLENKER. Jackson pushes it low. Trying to feed it out front, cleared out of there by CORSO. There's a shot and score. Mushlock wins the draw back for McGonagle. He'll feed it right back to Mushlock. Mushlock is hooked and taken down, and that will draw the penalty. Number 25 for Jackson going to the box. Minute and a half for hooking. And Yellowstone will pull the goalie here to make it 6-on-4 offensively. Not in that same crew they had in earlier. Shot from McGonagle. Oh, just misses that corner high. Had the open net right there. And Jackson will send a shot that's going to miss wide. Mushlock hustling after this one. Sends it. Finds Schneider in stride. Schneider works out of his own zone into Jackson territory. Sends one round the boards. Gibson trying to win that battle down in the near corner. KADE Gibson walks right toward the net, fires a shot, goes off the mask and caroms high. Schneider far side. Trying to send one around the boards for Mushlock. Now Mushlock right out front. CORSO holds this one in, sends it deep. That one gets past Clark. It's going to go for an icing. Still goaltender pulled here for Yellowstone. CORSO hustling over in front of his bench to hold this one in. Chips it forward, looking for Schneider. Schneider has the puck. Trying to get it down the wall for Mushlock. Heavy held in at the blue line by Maverick Clark. Now McGonagle Lots of traffic, feeds it right out front, trying to get Schneider. Gibson takes a shot that goes off a pad. Mushlock's taken back down behind. This one lifted, is gonna hop over the stick of Corso and played back in. They'll say it wasn't offside, even though it definitely was. 3 Yellowstone skaters in the zone. Corso back behind his empty net. Send one forward. Wasn't able to do that. Now looking to tie it up on the far wall, supported there by McGonagle. That one gets out of the zone. No icing. It will be waved off. Gibson, nobody in net, fires a shot, and KADE Gibson buries it. And that 6-man pressure pays off there as Yellowstone adds to their tally with Gibson making it 7-2. Skinner now back in net as LOZIER, LUNDVALL, and Giba check in. Offside. Clark misses this one. It's going to be a 2-on-1. McGonagle back defending. Backhand blocked by McGonagle. He tries to carry it around, leaves it behind the net. Jackson feeds it right out front. Challenged again by McGonagle. He'll look for some clean ice to skate. Far side into the zone, onside. McGonagle fires a shot, redirect. And a quick, nifty pad save there from the Jackson netminder to keep that one out. Corso will turn this one over in his own zone. Trying to feed it across. Corso blocks that centering pass. Right out in front. Good defensive stick there from KADE Gibson to save the goal. 1 minute to play here in the period. Puck is caromed around back behind Skinner. Gibson, Corso going to work there. Corso comes away with this puck, flanked by Schlenker. Jacob Corso, pull checked off, 36 seconds to play in the period. Gibson holds that one in, now sent out to neutral. That's gonna come in offside. All right, 6 skaters again. Looks like just alternating between which lines are on the ice, whether or not they'll have the goaltender in the game. Coach McGonagle trying to make something happen. There's a heavy shot off the stick of Jacob Corso. Does not get through traffic. Maverick Clark holds this one in up the wall for Mushlock. Batted back and forth, sent out to neutral. Back on defense, Corso chips it right into the zone. Schneider can't handle the pass. Final seconds tick off, and there will be the horn. After 2, this one is 7-2. Certainly an entertaining hockey game with the strategic decisions being made at goaltender here for Yellowstone, trying to make something happen. Has led to a couple goals, so we'll see what happens here in the third period. Probably will be a run clock with the 5-goal differential. Gibson's winning this one. He'll fire a shot. That's handled by the Jackson netminder, and he'll hang on. Mushlock hustling after this one. And then Jackson will send it the length of the ice. Empty net's going to go for an icing. Jackson clears this one out of the zone, having to hustle back for it is Corso and Clark. Corso sends this one center ice. That finds the stick of Schneider. Schneider will gain the zone onside, fires a shot, handled center mass and held for the save. In action, Schneider tries to fire, doesn't get that one through traffic. Schneider now fires one that goes wide left. And they'll just let the music play here, which is a bit annoying as we want to avoid copyright strikes. Now they'll finally turn it off. Sent up the boards. Again, the net is empty. Corso thinking about slap shot, but feeds a pass through traffic for Schneider. Schneider back behind everybody and fires it off the far post and in. John Schneider. With 11:50 to play in the hockey game. Adds another tally. Pushed up here, Schneider. Through center, Schneider looking for more. Schneider centers one across. That goes actually off the... Oh, and puck's free right out in front of the net. Schneider tries to gather fire. Deflected back high. Kade Gibson sends one through traffic. Goaltender sees that one and hangs on. Draw, Clark lifts one well wide to the right. Shot Gibson, wide left. Clark hustling down from the point to retrieve this puck. He's backed up by Gibson. Schneider rotates to the point spot. All coming away with it and swinging it around there was Gibson for Corso. Corso sends it back deep. STALIK didn't see it. Schneider with a good keep. Gibson down low. Back behind the net. Kade Gibson lifts one. Oh, saved. And then cleared by Jackson. Length of the ice should go for an icing, but it might not have enough on it, and does not. Gibson. Elbowed in the back of the head, no call. Kept in by the foot of John Schneider. He'll battle for it amongst the boards. And this one will go for an icing. Keeping the six-man pressure on for Yellowstone with the goaltender pulled. Lozier and Mushlock now check in. Mushlock redirects that one almost on net. And it's cleared by Jackson. And no icing. This will be waved off, played by LUNDVALL. LUNDVALL around the boards for McGonagle. Feeds it over for Mushlock. Mushlock far side. Chips it trying to sneak through. Lozier, Schneider, and Mushlock all battling to free that puck. Mushlock pushes it forwards, trying to get into the zone. Now it sends it deep. Nobody chasing. Shot goes wide. Didn't realize, actually, I missed a penalty there for Jackson. 30 seconds remaining on a penalty to Jackson, so it's actually 6-on-4 skaters right now. It's cleared by Jackson. We'll go for the icing. Draw one by Yellowstone. McGonagle goes to the wall after this one. Held in at the line. Corso will backhand one in. Mushlock in the low slot trying to play it. He's taken down to the ice. Sent out of the zone. This should be another icing, but it's not going to have enough on it. So again, they're just finding that perfect pressure to put on the pucks and not get the icing, but get it out of the zone. Back in. Someone has to hustle after it. That someone's going to be CLANCY McGonagle, also challenged by Mushlock. And Yellowstone cannot afford to let him skate into the zone like that. Got to step up and challenge. McGonagle able to get the steal. McGonagle feeds it up the wall for Mushlock. Now Gibson into the zone, onside. KADE Gibson from the slot, fires a shot and scores. Top left corner, KADE Gibson brings the hockey game within 3 with 6:16 remaining in the game. Timeout called here by Yellowstone, just to give a rest to the crew that's been out there on the ice. The coaches will talk it over. Okay, back into action here after the timeout. Jackson sends this one into the zone. Maverick Clark down deep to retrieve it. He'll slap it around. Black jersey's going to dig that out of the corner and try to center one. KORBIN LOZIER pushes it out. McGonagle just out of his reach, and Jackson fires one. CORSO redirects that wide of the net. Jacob CORSO back behind his empty net. Around the boards. That takes a weird carom. Maybe hit the referee. But CORSO with some speed, trying to skate around. Jacob CORSO taking off the puck. Right in front of the Jackson bench. They'll send it out to the neutral zone. CLANCY McGonagle there at center ice. Good pass over, trying to find SCHNEIDER. That jumps over his stick and sent in. Jackson has control, 5.5 to play in the hockey game. Good aggressive play from Maverick Clark. Get the turnover in Jackson's zone. As they look to apply a lot of pressure here. Clark trying to line up a shot, that's blocked. And Jackson forcing it back out to center. Sent in, now Mushlock. He's blocked off the puck. Centers across, Jackson, McGonagle tumbles to the ice. Puck is free, Maverick Clark couldn't find it at his feet. Jackson sends it around the boards, need to hustle over to it for Yellowstone, not doing it. Gibson, McGonagle, challenge down low. Gibson trying to come away with this puck, does. Sidesteps. KADE Gibson feeds it up for McGonagle. 4.5 to play. CLANCY McGonagle fires a shot wide left. Sent deep. Mushlock holds this one in. And here's Gibson. Gibson trying to get behind everybody, but his pocket is picked. Number 4 for Jackson. He'll be challenged by Mushlock. Shot goes wide and should be an icing, but they'll wave it off. And that one goes off to Stanchion there at the end of the Jackson bench, and will draw the whistle. It does look like they're stopping the time for some reason. Even though I think that it needs to get down to a 2-goal differential before they stop the time. And that draw is won and controlled by Yellowstone. Corso lines it up for a one-timer attempt. It does not get through traffic. Jackson has it, center ice. Empty net still for Yellowstone. Lozier feeds one over from Mushlock. Mushlock trying to gain the zone, kicks it forward. Mushlock still has it at his feet, puts it back for KORBIN Lozier. Lozier lifts a backhand pass that's head high across. And it's going to be a roughing call coming. It's going to be number 12 for Jackson going to the box, minute and a half for roughing. Oh, and Jackson's going to find the net from the length of the ice. And the empty net strikes there. Jackson will extend the lead 8-4 on the shorthanded empty net goal. Net is still empty for Yellowstone.
Jackson Olmos goal with a Sorenberg from KADE.
McGonagle has control here. He'll lose it. Picking it up is STALICK. Feeds it over for Clark. Maverick Clark fires a shot. And that is saved. And we're somehow magically now back to a running clock, which the people at the scoring table here struggling to get a hold of what they're supposed to be doing with the scoreboard, but no harm, no foul, I suppose. And icing call coming against. So they didn't even. Scoring table didn't even bother to start the clock on that last sequence, so. Must be some people from California here running the game clock. Clark fires a shot. Now Jackson with control again, empty net. This is going to go wide left. McGonagle works around the far side. He'll reverse. Once McGonagle fires a shot, that's off the stick of the goaltender saved. This one's sent out the middle. Clark will gather. That one hops up, touches the top of the bench there. McGonagle will relieve the puck. And Clancy McGonagle pestered by the defenseman. Fires a shot and save. Corso holds this one in at the line. KADE Gibson sends one toward the net, but that's blocked. Good pass up for Schneider, but he's not able to get behind the one defender there to turn on the break. Corso feeds it up, good pass offside. Another empty net goal for Jackson. And Skinner comes back into net for the final minute of the hockey game.
Number 20.
And there's going to be another goal by Jackson.